Good morning, everybody. This is going to just be a quick little haul. Let's see. I think I said thrift first, so we'll do the thrifty bits first. Let's see. It was night before last. I should actually call these like PJ report. This is the PJ report because I'm still in PJs. But anyway, I went the night before last with Scott. And the only thing I picked up was this cute blouse pattern. It's a Butterick B6545. And I got it for 50 cents. And it has never been cut. It's like brand new. And I really liked View B with the V-neck. I like V-necks on me because they're slimming. So I'm going to see if I can pull some fabric and make this shirt. So I got that at the thrift store that night. And then last night we went to the bins and the retail stores, the ones that are side by side because they're close to the house. Hi, Safia. So I'm just going to show you the things that we picked up at the bins. Well, no, let's do the retail store first because I only bought one thing. And it's dirty. I got to clean it. And I got my receipt. I need to put that in the checkbook. I got this frame. It's a Broyhill frame for $3.99. I rounded up to $4 to put people to work, they say. And this is going to hold Safia's artwork. And then I can hang it on the wall. But first I'm going to clean this and get it ready to go. And it's got places to hang. So I just got to make sure I put your picture in there, right side up. So I got to clean that up. And the rest of this stuff was stuff we pulled from the bins. Scott found two books. This is Ragu, which is a spaghetti sauce company here in the U.S. And this is recipes using Ragu. So looks like a lot of ad too. And then he found this issue of fine woodworking. I love this cabinet. I hadn't even looked at this when he picked it up. That would be perfect for fabric storage for me. Wouldn't that be awesome? And then put all that beautiful, I could do it seasonally and put like, right now I'd put all my spring summer fabrics in there so I could look at them and get inspired. I could put notions in the drawers like lace, ribbons, zippers and stuff. He might have to build that for me. Where I'm going to put it, I don't know, but it's a lovely idea. And then what did Becky find in the bins? Well, I found a bag of yarns, just various yarns. They had it originally in the retail store for $2.99, but it made it to the bins, so I grabbed it. And I can make a basket out of mixing these together. It looks so cool. I might have to just do that, make a basket up. And then I found this mess of stuff, and I thought we'd go through it. So here it is. This was all just loose like this in the bins. So I've got this one here that's got this cute little yellow flower. And there's yards and yards of it. I was thinking of putting it in my lingerie bag and wash it and then dry it and then wrap it on something. Let's see if I can get it all separated. Hi, Darla. Good morning. Isn't this is a ton of lace. Just ton. And it was in the bins. I think we spent like $3 at the bins. And I can't pass lace up for that little bit. This may have to be an off-screen thing, but I don't know. Let's see. As Mary said, just shake it and it'll fall out. Just shake it. This is just yards and yards of this lace. And if I wash it in the lingerie bag, it should be okay. Well, I'm not going to get it all apart. But anyway, I've got this kind of coral. I'll get it separated before I put it in the laundry, though. Got the coral. And you can see I got a ton of that. And let's see. I'm trying to shake out the others that are in here. There's a white one here. Little white lace. And then this little white lace here. It's got like picots on the edge. And shake, shake. Getting those two separate from each other is going to take some work. Okay. Then was my favorite. This kind of ecru, I guess you'd call it. So if I made a slip, I could put that on the bottom of the slip to fancy it up. There's a good bit of that. And then this, I kept dropping this piece, but it's got like, it's just a short little piece, but it was so cute. It's got like groups of hearts on a vine. Hi, Kimberly. And then this was still in this here. Somebody paid 4 yards for 37 cents. And then grandma's stuff got donated. So yeah, that's pretty too. So that was the lace I picked up. I'm going to put it back in my shopping bag here. And I'm going to get my lingerie bag and I'll throw it in with a load of laundry. So that was a pretty good bargain on the yarn and the lace. I think we spent $8, as Scott says, big money Macaulay's out painting the town red. Well, copper red maybe in pennies. Hi, Angie. Oh, dear. Okay. Keep Angie's family in your thoughts and prayers. So then yesterday I went to JoAnn's and I didn't know they were having a pattern sale because for some reason they didn't put the pattern sales in the ads. So they actually have Butterick is $1.99 and the Vogue is $5.99. And Tiffany at Hoosier Handmade, she had shared a dress pattern and I wrote it down in my little book I keep of patterns other people share that I think are interesting. And so I picked it up for $1.99. It's just a real cute little dress. You can do it with a straight seam or a high-low with a ruffle. I like the ruffle one. So I got that at JoAnn's. And then I checked the remnants because I always do. And I got this. It's almost a full yard. It's a rib knit and it's super soft. And I'm thinking of making like a t-shirt or I might even just do like a t-shirt to wear with jeans or under stuff. But I was thinking maybe because it's less than a yard, I'm thinking I could maybe get something sleeveless out of it that could be worn under, like if you have something that's the neckline's low or whatever, I was thinking this could be something comfortable to wear underneath it. So there's that. And then back in the closeout fabrics, I had been looking at this fabric. It's on a navy background. Daisy's on a navy black background. And I'd been looking at it and it's gone down in the number of yards. When I first saw it, there was like 3 or 4 yards. I should have bought it then, but I didn't. And so I got it yesterday and there's a little over a yard here. So I think I have enough for a short sleeved button up type top. So that's what my plan is for this. And I'm going to serge the edge on both of them and put them through the wash before I try. I always wash and dry my fabrics, especially when it comes to apparel sewing, because you want any shrink that's going to happen, you want that to happen before you take hours and hours to make something. And so that's got to happen. And then I had gotten my little once every 3 months YouTube pay. And so I wanted to treat myself. And there was a book at JoAnn's that I've been looking at. Every time I go in, I pick this book up. Well, they'd been running the books 20% off, but for the 4 days this weekend, from the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th, the books are 30% off. So I broke down and bought it. Atmospheric Animals. The overhead light is just, there we go, by Jean Haynes. And it's just a really pretty book. I'll just flip through a couple pages. The pictures are lovely. I haven't read through yet any, but I couldn't resist when it got marked down. That looks like Deb Farrell's doggies. But it's just a beautiful book. And how could I resist it? You have this one, Carol? That's cool. Aren't they cool, though? And I was so intrigued with this method that I want to give it a go. So that was the reasons I went to JoAnn's. I didn't know the patterns were on sale, and I only found the one that was in my list of things. I did order the gel pens I needed to finish a mandala that I did, or mandala, like Barb says. You say it how you want to say it. But last Thursday, not yesterday, but last Thursday, I did this mandala. I did all of the drawing and the decorating and all that. And I went to get a glaze pen to go back over the black, because the glaze pens they make it dimensional. Let's open these. So I ordered some from Amazon. Sorry for the crinkling. And when my Amazon package came, I had ordered these pens, blades, some filters for the cat's watering dish, and big pack of double-sided tape. And the package was sitting, we have a little table that's for deliveries out on the porch to keep things up off from the porch. We always put on, like if we're doing DoorDash or stuff, put it on the little table on the front porch. Well, it was sitting on the table, and the top of it was sitting upright, and the top was completely ripped open. And I'm like, well, some of my stuff is probably going to be missing, but it was all there. I was so shocked. Now, with any gel pen, glaze pen, any of those, you don't want to put a ton of pressure on. You want to let the ink flow. And when you first get it, it has the little glob here that you have to pull off. That keeps the ink from flowing out as it's, handled. Then I just see if it's flowing good, and it is. And then I'm just going to go over the black lines. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm only going to do the center because I don't want to be on too long. But if you want to add some dimension to something like this, get you some glaze pens. And I'm sorry, I have a bad stomach this morning, so I may burp at you. Anyway, can you see how it's a little bit more dimensional looking? You can see how it changes that line. So I'm going to sit and finish that. Yesterday, this is my last thing I'm going to share with you guys. I am playing along with Lucas at Lucas Yarns and his game. I've already talked to you about it. I don't know. I don't think they do. I think they're just kind of the one thickness of line. Yeah, I've never seen options with that, Darla, but I just love them. Barb Owen introduced me to them when I took her. She did one sampler, kind of a sampler of her Mandala Madness course that she teaches. And she taught us how to do this. And I know Ann Lar was in there, and Dot was in there, and there was several ladies that came, and we did the free course when she was offering it up on her channel. And we did those and learned so much. And I'm really thankful because when I'm feeling extra anxious, if I pull out a square piece of paper and do a mandala, it makes me focus on the mandala instead of what's causing me anxiety. So I find them to be very therapeutic. Some people say they hate them because it's too much repetition, but what you do is you come up with an idea and then you repeat it all the way around your mandala before you move on to another idea. As soon as you try to jump too far ahead, like trying to do multiple things around, you'll miss something. And so pick something, do it all the way around, finish, pick something, go all the way around. And it really is a calming thing for me. But anyway, back to Lucas. He's doing the dice game. He's got 10 colors of yarn. I have just 8. And his plan for this week was to do 20 blocks. So what I did is in 2 days, I did 20 blocks. So I've got 9 in each bag. And the reason they're like that is because the little collage thing on my phone will only let me share 9 photos at a time. I was hoping it let me do 10 and 10. So there's 9 and 9. And then there's 2 here. And what you do is you can use whatever amount of colors that you have. And if you have your own sets of dice, you can roll your own numbers. You can follow along with Lucas. He calls off the numbers once a week. Which was 2 days ago or 2 or 3 days ago, and make substitutions where you need to. And then you need a border color. And I chose this green, and I'm almost through the first skein of green with all of these blocks. I'm going to run out of the purple because I only had 1 skein of it, and I'll probably run out of a couple of the other colors too. And he said, what you do when you run out of a color, just switch and just pull in one of your other colors. And what I'm using is the leftover loops and thread. What's it called? It's the Michaels yarn loops and thread. Impossible, I think it is. Is that right? I think it is. I don't have a label handy. That was left over from my temperature blanket. And do y'all remember that huge blanket? Those temperature blankets get huge because if you think about it, it's 365 days in a year, and it just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. So anyway, I'm having a ton of fun. I know Lucas is doing traditional granny square. I'm doing granny hexies. I have to think about it. And so this is 19 and 20. And you can see how they each are different. And you do not repeat any color within any block. That is so funny. This combination is almost the same on both sides, but they're different. I don't think I have any repeats I don't think I have any that are the same. They're all slightly different in the 20 that I finished. So those are done for this week. And so today I'm going to go and shop my stash for fabric to make the Simplicity 8910 dress. This is the one that Katinka had. And I told her, I said, I think I have that same pattern. And she said, well, do you want to collaborate? And we'll do a collaboration. So Katinka, I pulled my dress pattern out, and I'm thinking I want to do the shorter length, but with the short sleeves, because I'm in South Carolina and long sleeves just don't work for me. I would rather have short sleeves and wear a sweater over and dress in layers, because from the morning to the evening, you do not know what it's going to do, especially in the spring. We were supposed to have heavy thunderstorms this morning, and then it's supposed to turn really cold over the weekend again, from what Scott said, the weather on his phone app said. So yeah, I'm going to do the length of C, but with the top of B. So I'm only going to need probably a 3 yards, maybe a little bit more if it's not as wide as 60 inches. So I'm going to go shop my stash. I think I have a blue with a white floral kind of print on it that would be really pretty for this dress. So I'm going to see if I can find that real quick. What's really cold where we are, once in a blue moon, it'll get down into the negative teens Fahrenheit. But that's rarely happened. I don't think we've gone below zero this year. But when you consider, let's see, it was warmer this morning. Outside, it was 67 degrees when we got up. The rain it wasn't a thunderstorm or anything, but it's supposed to rain on and off all day. But now the temperature is 59 degrees. So we've dropped almost 10 degrees since we got up this morning. And yeah, it's a pretty moderate climate. If you looked at my temperature blanket, it's all in the 70s and 80s region of my color scale that I used. It's 38 degrees in Kansas. Hi, Ann. Good morning. I was showing the remnants that I showed yesterday and stuff that we picked up at the thrift store. I got a frame for Safia's art. I'm trying to find frames for all of the art that I've bought from like Carol, and people have gifted me from people. I want to do a fibs kind of, what do they call it? Gallery wall type thing. I do have Lisa's daughter's picture over there by the cats that I did. And I don't think I've got canvases with the 4x4 squares that I did a challenge for years ago. And I wish I had written everybody's name on the inside of the back of the canvas. I need to go back and find those videos. And that way I could add everybody's names that sent me one of those. Some people I haven't heard from in years. So it'd be interesting to look them all up and put their names on the back. It's 50 down there where you are. So it's colder by Ann right now than it is by me. Minnesota, 38, has been unusually mild this winter. Very few days below zero and no sub-zero truly cold days. Of course, winter isn't over. It's not over here yet. We've had snow as late as Easter in South Carolina. But when I say we get snow that late, it's usually a dusting that melts as soon as it hits. So it's pretty to watch coming down, but it doesn't stay here. Scott and I want to move just slightly north and to a small town somewhere. So for our anniversary, not this year, but next year, we're going to take a trip to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and see what that area is like. I know they get more snow up that way, but it's about kind of what we're looking for. And the reason we're waiting till the 2025 to do this trip is that will be our 40th wedding anniversary. That's, yep. Oh, the daffodils have been going for like 2 weeks here. We've got tulip magnolias. And when I say tulip magnolias, they're the pink ones, not the great big magnolia like my big tree in the backyard that drives me mad because it's magnolia trees are constantly dropping stuff. You can't rake the leaves up and be done. It's a year-long thing. They drop their leaves 24/7, 365. There's always something falling out of a magnolia tree. But my pink magnolia, tulip magnolia out front has not started to bloom yet. Yep, and they're not tulips. They're like a bush. I posted a picture on Facebook, was it, that I took of the people down the street from my mother-in-law. Their tulip tree is blooming like crazy. Let's see if I can find it. I got do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Oh, it's been so long since I looked up anything. I started some sourdough this morning. I'm going to give it a go. I've not had any luck in this house because there's too much space. And quite frankly, I think you need a warm, comfy, cozy. Yeah, that's a tulip magnolia. Can't see it. That's a little better. Not really. Anyway, they're gorgeous. Is Dar here? Hi, Dar. Hi, Joyce. I'm just chit-chatting. I got to go shop my stash. This is going to be the next thing I do because I need between 3 and 3/5/8. So 3 to 3.5 yards would probably be enough because I'm doing the short sleeve, not that great big long ballooned out sleeve. This has like looks like a dart in the sleeve and it kind of makes it balloon out. And I can't stand sleeves that length. I just can't cope with it. Just can't do it. So I'll do the short sleeved one. So that's in the works. And once I find the fabric, I'm going to message her and tell her I found fabric. And then we need to set up when we want to do that. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Not fur from Angie. Nope, it's not. And Carol's getting coffee. The new medication makes me not so good with coffee. I had about 3/4 of a cup of coffee, and then I've had a cup of tea, and then I tried to eat my leftovers from my Buddha bowl because I couldn't eat all of it last night, and it immediately made me ill. So I stopped that, and I had a couple boiled eggs with butter. And the reason I did that is I take a vitamin for my macular degeneration, and it's a fat soluble. So I have to consume some fat for that medication to break down. So yeah. And now I probably won't eat again until dinner tonight because what I just ate for breakfast will hang around like seems forever with it. Could you put the sourdough in a cupboard that isn't on the outside wall? Well, I might forget it if I did that, to be honest. And my cabinets are all like crammed because I have all my dishes, and my son that still lives at home, he's a cook too, and he wants his own dishes. So there's like our dishes, Scott and mine, and family dishes. And then Greg has a set of United States Navy dishes that he insisted on buying. And it just goes on and on. But the recipe, I think I shared it on Facebook. that I'm following is from website. It's The Kitchen, but it's TheKitchen.com. Has a recipe to starting your own. My main problem is capturing the yeast in the air. There's yeast all around us all the time. It's in the air. Capturing it into a basic flour and water combination can be somewhat tricky. You can trick it by baking with regular yeast so the spores go up in the air from where you're mixing a batch of bread up. But I really want to see if I can capture the wild yeast that just lives all around us all the time in the air with this method that this lady is teaching. I'm going to try this for the 5 days. You wait 24 hours and then you feed it. And then you wait 24 hours, stir it, feed it, and so on. And then in 5 days, it should be fermenting and ready to go. So in 5 days, we'll find out if I was successful. But anyway, she said to store it on top of the refrigerator because apparently it's supposed to be warm up there. But when I put my hand on the top of my refrigerator, it's not warm up there because I have a bottom freezer. So my refrigerator's on the top and the freezer's on the bottom. So I'm going to see if that works or not. Yeah, I've got it in a little cheese crock that I picked up at the thrift store, and I'm hoping it's enough to hold all of it. I hope it's deep enough and that it doesn't bubble over. Tomorrow morning, we'll see how it's doing. If it's looking like it might get to the top, I'll put a plate underneath it. Yeah, maybe that's it because the heat rises. The problem I'm probably going to have is we keep our house about 65, 66. And for this to ferment properly, it needs to be in a room that's consistently 70 to 75. Now, I could take it over to Scott's mom's and it would probably do great because she keeps her house at like 74 degrees. So we go over there after being at our house and we sit there and try to visit and be social and stuff. But in the meantime, we're dying because it's so hot. All right, guys, I'm not going to keep you. I can't remember who comes on Fridays. Mary, I know, had something to do this morning, and she said she was going to try to come on for a short time, but I guess she didn't make it. I didn't see that she wasn't coming on, but I know that they had something to do today. And does Dee Dee come on Fridays? See, I don't know. Fridays, I kind of do my own thing. Hey, Nettie girl. Good morning. We've missed seeing you in the crafting chat. All right, guys, I'm going to go shopping in my stash, and I'll see you guys in the next one. We will, Angie. Thanks for letting us know. All right, dear friends, I'll see you later. Bye.